All right, so today is the last day of the Chill and Build webinar series, okay? And so I appreciate you all so much for rocking with me for the entire 3 days. And so today we're gonna talk about crowdfunding. Some of the folks, they already know about crowdfunding because they actually invested in Investor. Invested with some of the deals on Investor. Does everyone know what crowdfunding is? Okay. All right, so that's me. For those who don't know who I am, I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I started off as a front desk agent, navigated my way to hotel ownership. Now I'm in tech. So Investor is a crowdfunding portal. We're a crowdfunding portal, regulation
continues its Costa Rica
regulation. And basically, I came up with this idea because I wanted folks to have an opportunity to invest in commercial real estate and raising capital. Because when I was doing it, it wasn't possible. So I was like, I want folks to get into this space. So that's me. And I don't know how to code, but I found someone who did. So he is the technology arm investor. And so crowdfunding, for those who don't know what it is, it's pretty much a small amount of capital from a large number of individuals. So it came from the Jobs Act. Former President Barack Obama came with the Jobs Act in 2012, which basically allowed non-accredited investors or retail investors to invest in asset classes or places where pretty much the top 1% only could invest, right? And so from that, crowdfunding emerged. So the crowdfunding global market is at 12.17 billion. It's looking to soar to about 349 billion by 2032. Vestor is going to be a part of that number, right? So there's 4 different types of crowdfunding. There's reward-based. That's like if you contribute, you get some type of gift. There's donation-based, where if like a GoFundMe will probably be the best example for donation-based. Equity-based is what we do. So you're investing in exchange for equity or ownership. Debt is when you're investing in exchange for basically if I wanted to start my own like mortgage company or something like that. And I'm raising capital for it and issuing out debt. So that's the debt side. So what is Vestor, for those who don't know? We're Regulation CF, so we're focused primarily on commercial real estate projects, including hotels. Think of us as an alternative way to invest in commercial real estate or to raise capital. For those who don't know what an accredited investor is, it's someone who has a net worth of $1 million or more or income of $200,000 or more. And that net worth is excluding your primary residence. And so we do have some deals where non-accredited investors are able to invest depending on the minimum. So funders can raise about $5 million per deal. And we're a member of FINRA, which stands for the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So we're not just a website, it's a lot of compliance that goes along with it, because our job is to protect the investors who invest on the site. So just a little bit more about Vestor. We launched in 2022, and we launched in 2022 on 7/11. So that's me at our launch party. I'm holding up the V's. And a reason why we launched on 7/11, because I'm a huge Beyonce fan, as my late father's birthday. So every year, instead of it being sad day, it's happy day, because that's our anniversary date, our launch date. Again, we're Regulation CF, we're minority owned. The majority of the investors who invest in Investor are Black. Those are the investors there, or some of them. And then we only focus on commercial real estate. So who's Vestor for? So we really focus on commercial real estate professionals and commercial real estate deals, right? So these are for the folks who need equity to close on their deals or who are looking to invest in opportunities. So when you want to use crowdfunding is basically when you've exhausted your friends and family, you don't know where to go, or you're looking for an alternative way to get financing for your project. That's the best time to use crowdfunding. So we do have some current deals. Let's see if it'll show. Let's see. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. Okay. So if you're not a part of our mailing list, make sure you go to vestor.com to sign up to get on our newsletter. So these are current deals. So we actually have 3 funded deals, but 2 for hotels. Though we have the Hampton Inn that's actually about to reopen. RDL Fund 1, that's a hotel fund. And then the Gaia, that's a hotel development project in Belize. And we're actually about to get about 4 more deals. Yes, 4 more deals on the project. 1 is multifamily and the rest are hotels. So feel free to go to vestor.com to see the deals. So don't use Vestor if you're looking for single family real estate opportunities, or if you're looking to invest in single family real estate opportunities. That's not what we do here. We only focus on commercial real estate. That's a whole nother world that I'm not trying to get into. And we will not market, your deal for the folks who may be thinking about raising capital on Vestor. We're just a marketplace. As you can see, there are other deals, so we just can't market your deal on its own. So you have to market your deal. So why Vestor? So you definitely want to, our job is to connect funders. We call them funders, or the folks who are raising capitals to investors. So we do have some success stories. I have to actually need to add another one. AJA Investments, they actually used Vestor to raise $1 million. And they acquired about a $12 million Holiday Inn conversion in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Another success story is Genesis Development. They raised over $50,000 for a car wash. And then that's actually some of the investors that use Vestor on the Lake Charles deal. We actually had a recent successful raise. We raised over $1 million for an independent hotel in Belle Chase, Louisiana. So these are the different ways that you can invest. You can use your self-directed IRAs in your retirement. You can use your savings. You can use mutual fund stocks or cash. We recommend that you work with a financial advisor. We don't make those type of recommendations. We do have a preferred partner. If you want to use your retirement, we use Equity Trust and EQRP as well, if you want to use your retirement. So the Vestor investing process is you're reviewing the pitch information. All of this information is on the website. Conducting due diligence, then you'll create an account to invest and then complete the investor questionnaire, right? And so you want to review the pitch deck information that's on the site because you want to see if it makes sense, right? We also have videos that tells you about the deal. And you get to meet the funders and hear their story, as well as you get to read the due diligence documents, right? So that's important. So that way you can share those with your CPA or lawyer or financial advisor, right? To make sure that it looks good. So there's no fee to invest on Vestor to the investor. So if you're investing, there's no fee. If somebody's like, hey, I got a deal for you on Vestor, but you got to pay me this, that is a scam because we don't charge for people to invest. Now, if you want to raise capital, you go through us and you pay us up to 5% of the total raise. Okay, I'll go back to that question. So if you want, please definitely stay connected with us. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook. Send us an email, investor.com. Investor.com, or just make sure you go to our website to get on our mailing list. So we had a question about self-directed IRAs. So like I said, we have a relationship with Equity Trust, and Equity Trust is a solo 401k, really more so a self-directed IRA, where you have more control of your retirement. So Equity Trust, and we use others, but that's just our preferred partner, because we have a relationship with them. And how that works is they're a custodian for your retirement. So you're able to move your retirement money with the custodian, right? And then from there, then you're able to invest in deals on Vestor, right? So a lot of times people, they don't want to use their cash, or they may not have that up, because some deals range from 2,500 all the way to 25,000 at a minimum to invest. And so, do you have a contact at Equity Trust? Yes, I do. Yes, we can put that in the email. We have a contact for Equity Trust, and they have a contact for EQRP as well. Yep, EQRP stands for Enhanced Qualified Retirement Plan. So what do people raise capital for, investors? So they raise capital for commercial real estate projects. So that could be hotels, that can be multifamily, that can be office buildings, or car washes. And so we have another question. It says, can you raise 100K funding for your Trump company in California? No, Hardy, we're only for commercial real estate. There are other crowdfunding platforms out there, like I think Republic and Start Engine, and WeFunder. I don't know their minimums, but those are different companies that you can use to help raise capital.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Miss Darlene was I thought she was trying to say something. Yeah, so those are the different ways. Like I said, a lot of people, they typically use their retirement. I'm not referring that. I definitely think you should work with a financial advisor to see which one will be the best route. And the reason why a lot of people have done that in the past or currently doing it, because they don't have to use their immediate cash, right? Because typically with the deals on our platform, you're looking at like a 3 to 5 year return on your principal. So that's why people use their retirement. Okay, these are good questions. So as far as some of the questions that I get when trying to invest using crowdfunding is like, okay, well, how do you identify if it's a good deal or not, right? So you want to go based off your criteria, what you're looking for in invest, right? And really, what are the questions you should be asking? What's the minimum to invest? Does the deal does the funder have experience? So we do vet, so we just don't put, any type of deal. We probably deny more opportunities than we put on the actual platform. But we as a platform, like, we don't make, this is a great deal to invest in. Of course, you have to do your due diligence. But the questions you do want to ask, okay, well, does this team have experience? And our criteria, if they're not able to get funding, meaning if they're not able to get a loan for the deal, they're not going on the platform, right? Now, if the loan falls through for, some reason, but if we know for a fact that they won't be able to get a loan, they're not going to come on the platform, because again, our job as a portal or platform is to protect the investor, right? So the questions, really, you just want to see if it's a good fit for you, right? And so a lot of times people are using Investor as their go-to because we're just a marketplace for different hotel investment opportunities. So we'll have an existing hotel that's remodeling. We will have 2 development deals coming up. And then we will have a multifamily deal, and then we'll have another international deal, and we have an international deal now. So for the folks who are like, hey, well, I'm gonna say it's kind of international, it's Puerto Rican, still domestic, but it's outside the continental US. But for the folks who like, okay, well, what question should I ask, right? Again, what's the minimum? What's the return? What does the communication process looks like? When you're talking to the funder, will you receive quarterly dividends? What is the future for that particular market, right? What's the brand? What are the historical numbers? What's your plan, to make sure that I'm going to get my investment back? So those are the things that those are the questions that you want to ask, or at least a lot of times they answered in the presentation. So hopefully that helps for the folks. And that's the question I get a lot. They're like, okay, well, I'm looking at these deals, but how do I vet them? How do I know if it's the right deal for me, right? Some deals you can't get in based off of your income levels. Like I said, the Gaia Hotel is the minimum of 2,500. The RDL fund, I think, is a minimum of 10,000. The Lion Capital Fund, which will reopen, you will reopen. That focus on multifamily. All right. All right. So did we have any other questions about investing, crowdfunding? What? No questions? We're going to end early tonight? How do you receive or see your ROI? So that is deal specific. They're supposed to send you, the funder is supposed to send you distributions and send you dividends. And then the return on investment is based off of, and nothing is concrete, everything is risky. So I don't want you to feel, okay, if I invest in this hotel, I'm gonna get my money back in 5 years. Okay, God forbid it may be like another COVID and someone said 5 or 7, right? So that you receive it, and that's a question that you would ask. So the funder is the person who's raising capital, is raising capital on a deal, and you get the distributions from the actual funder. So the person who's raising capital on Vestor, that's who you'll get the distributions from. You won't get it from Vestor. So for example, the people who invested in We Stay Suites, they invested with Adrienne Connish. So Adrienne Connish and her team, that's the group that's going to be sending out the distributions. So hopefully, Diana, that answered your question. Okay, good, it did. So for the folks who looked on the website and they invest, I know some folks pretty much invest in everything on it, which is great. But like I said, there's some more deals coming on Vestor in the pipeline. We're just going through the compliance process. There's actually a pitch will be next week for hotel development opportunities to Marriott Fairfield in North Carolina. That's one deal that's coming up. It's another deal. It is a development in Puerto Rico that's coming. Another one is a Echo Suites. I forgot where it's located, but it's an Echo Suites that's coming. And then, it's a existing hotel. It's a boutique hotel in California. That's need assistance with completing a renovation. So those are the next deals that we have coming online. Interested in California, who's running it? Oh yeah, it's coming. It's a boutique. It's actually a Black-owned hotel. So even though Vestor is for anybody to raise capital, we've been having a lot of, pretty much all the funders or the folks who've been raising capital, they've been Black. And so so yeah, the deals that we have coming up. It says, do I have dates when they will post? The Fairfield will post on May 1st. The other deals, we're still going through compliance, so I don't have an exact date for that. So when I mean by compliance, so the funders, they go through a background check. We have to check their paperwork. We have to do our due diligence. It's not just us slapping the projects on the website. It's a lot of compliance. So we do background checks on everybody. And so we have to make sure the paperwork is intact because we're regulated by FINRA. I mean, we're a member of FINRA and regulated by the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission. So the for sure date I have is May 1st. Okay, it says I'll save my money to start the process for buying hotels. We spoke over phone. Please give me time. Okay, we'll give you time, Hardeep. So my graduation ceremony is this summer. I want my family to stay in Black-owned hotels, not at my house. Will the boutique hotel be ready? Well, it depends on where you are. I think the hotel is open now, depending on where you are. Let me see where it is. I know it's in California. Let me see. Where hotel? Let me see. Where you live? Because the hotel is in Venice. Is Venice close? Is Venice close to LA? Oh, okay. Let me put. About to put the link in the chat. This is the Black-owned hotel in Venice. There you go. Redline Venice. All right. Well, since we don't have any more questions, I thank you all so much for tuning in for the 3-day webinar series. I'll send you. I know some folks are asking about Angela's course. Is it still available? I know some folks asked me about my inner circle. If that's still open, we'll send the link out. And then we'll get you the replay. Any badges? Oh, no badges. Oh, wait a minute. Thank you for bringing up, darling. I wonder, I hope y'all did your homework. Did anybody do their homework? Meaning writing a list of companies that surround you so you can begin to invest. I started mine. Like I shop at Kroger all the time. Yeah, I got that. Send the info for Equity Trust and EQRP. I got that. Thank you. So yeah, you'll get the hope. Have y'all been getting the emails? Zoom, Microsoft, and Apple. There we go. Yes, yeah. So I'll send all that stuff in the emails. I appreciate you all so much. See you all next time. For my inner circle folks, I'll see you all next week in DC. I'll be in and out. So I appreciate you all.
All right. Hey, I sent you that email too with some other names.
Oh, good. Okay, so I get over to Hilton because I talk to them tomorrow because I want to see why y'all didn't, because I registered you all a long time ago. So
Okay.
I'm glad I followed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, okay, because I sent it a long time ago. So I should have got the email. But anyway, so I'm talking with Hilton Corporate tomorrow to make sure I know I registered y'all myself, but to make sure that y'all in y'all system. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
See you
right.
next week.
See you all next week. Thank you. And to Darlene, I'll see the information too. Thank you all.
Bye, Davonne. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Y'all have a blessed day.